Our visit this morning with Christine Padovan is presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. You can visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Christine is going to talk to us about vaping. Maybe you've forgotten about vaping with everything else that has been making news here in the last 2 or 3 years, health-wise. Vaping sort of has taken a back seat, but a couple of years ago, that was all we were talking about. Christine is visiting us this morning with the news that New Jersey, for one place, is considering banning it, and in fact has enacted a ban on disposable vapes in this year, in 2025. But let's talk about it on an overall sense. Christine, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. It's good to have you with us today, too. We think about vaping, and when originally it was in the news, it was because people considered it a safe alternative to smoking. Not so safe, huh?
No. The number of chemicals, and it's very interesting, if people actually read the number of chemicals in there. You've got nicotine, which is part of cigarette smoking. You've got formaldehyde, acrolein, heavy metals, and then other artificial flavorings. That technically you could probably maybe eat some of those, like whatever you call them, food, FDA type of food flavorings, but not so great to inhale into your lungs.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely not. And the thing about them is many of them are sort of lifetime chemicals. They're not leaving, are they, once they get into you?
Well, actually, what's interesting about this, when everybody says lifetime chemicals, if you don't understand toxicology and what's the elements you can safely detoxify and pull those elements out of you and reverse, like lung damage, DNA damage, inflammation, all of that is caused by these chemicals, metals, everything else, right, that's in the vapes. You can actually reverse the damage, okay, and get your health back. And that's what we had to do when we were intentionally poisoned with heavy metals. So yeah, there is a solution to it, but obviously it is going to cause a health issue if you keep vaping and smoking. That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, it's something you have to get rid of. Why are the chemicals in vapes so addictive to us? Are they more addictive than the typical nicotine addiction that we get from smoking?
Well, interestingly enough, there is a little bit of nicotine in the vaping, so it's going to cause that addiction. So that's there. But it's also the different flavors that they use to entice the person to use it more. It's kind of similar to the flavoring put in, say, potato chips, like how Lay's puts this, like Ruffles, you can't eat just one type of thing in terms of that. So, yeah, people start to then get very addicted to it, once they do it and they say, oh, wow, this tastes pretty good and it's supposed to be better for me. Oh, well, and they just start getting hooked on it without realizing it's not the greatest thing for you.
Christine Padovan is our guest here this morning. Is there a difference, Christine, between an adult and their vulnerability to vaping and a child, somebody in their teens?
Well, there's no difference. Just that if it's a teen, they're getting more of that in them sooner, and they're still in the growing phase. Our bodies are still maturing and growing, through age at least 25. So you're talking about it could affect their hormones, right? It's going to affect their growth in terms of probably more in height, more in strength. It's not good because even the amount of formaldehyde, which can be alcohol-based, alcohol leaches calcium from the body, from the bones. So this is, causing maybe future osteoporosis in a teen. So yeah, I'd say it's even worse if it's a teen smoking versus an adult.
Christine is the founder of Paladina International, providing teaching services and assisting those who believe they've been or are experiencing poisoning from intentional, accidental, or environmental sources. And this certainly would qualify for that. Tell me about your company and what you can do.
So basically, what I'm doing is growing a global education service in specializing in toxicology, where we're going to start having continuing education for medical doctors with updated information on how people can safely, with either from acute or chronic toxicity levels in the body, reverse those, detoxify, get those out of them, and get their health back. And it's to use this service to teach all countries this, and also proper forensic toxicity testing to bypass nano. That's used in almost everything these days. So you can basically reveal the kitchen sink of what is in the body, metals, chemicals, whatever's toxic in the body, and then help them detoxify and get their health back. And this includes for animals too, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's interesting. You've got this website, heavymetalpoisoncenter.com.
Yes, and there's some great information there on how to safely detoxify. People don't even they could actually be doing this right now if they want to. If they're vaping and they're trying to get off of vaping, they've been addicted to it, they're finding that they've got all these health issues starting up. They can start on reduced glutathione, which is a natural element. We actually talk about that on the website. And things like fish oil to protect the brain. Activated charcoal also helps in moving those elements out of the body. But glutathione is in every cell of our body, and actually will repair the DNA damage. It will start to get the inflammation out, take all those elements out of the body, and start getting the person's health back.
Christine, it's amazing to me, and I don't know if it is to you, but it certainly is to me, that we don't know now, and the studies come out all the time telling us about the harm that can be caused by doing things like vaping and the long-term ramifications of them. But we also I don't think, entirely respectful enough of the fact that our bodies are really amazing creations that can recover from a whole lot of damage that we've done to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I always try to tell people, don't get scared by your doctor who may not be trained, who's not trained enough in toxicology and is thinking, oh, you're screwed, and you're going to have these issues all your life. And I've talked to people that I counseled who, come away feeling all this sense of hope, saying, I was never told this could be reversed. And my body could, if I get this stuff out of me, I could get my heart damage, lung damage, all this healed. And it really does make people feel better knowing that, oh, there is a solution.
HeavyMetalPoisonCenter.com. Also, thepaladina.com. That's the website to go to. That's the go-to website, right, Christine?
Right. And then on my Rumble channel, which is called The Paladina, and now it's called The Paladina Show on OBBMNetwork.tv online. I'm on Roku TV on the Awake Freedom TV channel. I have all these free educational videos on different aspects out there, either environmental, intentional, and accidental as well. That people can get a lot of great information and really get some knowledge on how they can reverse all of this.
It is eye-opening news. Christine Padovan, our guest here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Have a great day.
You too.